don't eat me and take my abilities. Wait, what abilities are those? I don't know, but don't do it. Hello and welcome back to Randomly Generated Conversations. I'm Wesley and Bastian.
Hello.
For those that haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel or followed us on Spotify, please do so. Helps us get visibility as well as it lets us know who's all listening as well. Make sure as well if you like the episode, go ahead and give us a like and add any comments. If there's topics you would like us to throw into one of our episodes, add that as a comment. Let us know. All right, so for today's topics, the first one is, if animals could talk, which one do you think would have the most gossip?
If animals could talk, I think it would be pigeons.
Okay.
Because pigeons are all over New York from what I know. I've never been, but I know that there's pigeons in New York.
Okay.
And they know more things than we'd ever know. Because they'd just be flying around, acting very innocent, and like trying to eat popcorn and stuff like that that's falling on the ground. Anything that's falling on the ground, they're like, huh.
Popcorn was very random. Do you think they'll just walk around New York City eating popcorn and dropping it on the floor?
No, I mean, in like any type of food. Like if somebody actually drops something on the floor, the pigeons are usually there to go and take stuff.
Okay.
And so, if they take the stuff, they're eating stuff while listening to your conversations. So they can hear some random gossip about, oh my gosh, this person did this. No way. But guess what? I just saw this person do this. The pigeons will know everything. They have an entire, like, gossip chain. It's like girls in high school. One girl finds something out, the rest of the girls know.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's just high school in general, right? There's no secrets whatsoever.
No, not in high school.
Here we don't have pigeons. We have the seagulls.
And doves.
That will come and... But the doves don't come attack you for your food.
That's true.
Seagulls attack you.
Seagulls will.
But all through history, then, pigeons, I think, would still be a good decision on that. Because you relied on pigeons to share your messages and your letters from one place to another place.
Yeah, the carrier pigeons.
Right? The carrier pigeons. So I can imagine them, stopping for a quick break, reading the letter, seeing what was going on, and then folding it back up and taking it to its location. And they're looking at you with a sus face as you're reading it because they already know what it says in there.
Or they're listening to you intently as you're reading the letter. They're just like, yes. Okay. Add this to my list of things if you could understand me.
I would have to go with, I think birds are a good choice.
Yeah.
Because birds get around. But I think dogs. I think that's why dogs are out barking in the middle of the night. Because they're sharing all the gossip from the day, from the family they live with. So they get all this gossip. Then they go out in the middle of the night, and they start barking and sharing it. And all the other dogs are sharing gossip from their house. So all the dogs in our neighborhood know what's going on in each of the houses within our neighborhood. Because that's what they share. Yeah. So I would have to say dogs probably have a lot of gossip. And they see a lot, too. They're not just like the pigeons. They don't just see what's going on in the street, listening to your phone conversation. They're seeing what's actually happening inside the house.
That's true.
So all the things that you cover up when you go outside, they see firsthand.
That's very true.
Everything you cover up, both physically and proverbially.
I mean, pigeons, though, they have like that weird vision where they can see like almost all 360 degrees, I think.
Most birds do.
That's scary to me.
I thought you were going to say they have like this weird x-ray vision. They're like looking inside the house.
They have x-ray vision. They're looking straight through your house.
Ooh, those guys are eating bagels today. Let's go check their garbage in the morning.
And that brings up a question that's, like, can birds see glass?
I want to be able to tell you an answer, but I don't know. I've heard both ways.
I've heard that the birds can't, but I've also, like you said, both ways.
Yeah, I've heard birds can't see glass, but I've heard that's a myth. I've never fully researched it. I'll put that on my list of things. Can birds see glass? Okay, there. It's on my list of stuff to research.
Okay.
I would assume some can, some can't.
I mean, that would make sense.
Just because I don't think there's so many types of birds. I don't think there's just one catch-all. I don't think it's... I mean, some birds have very good vision from far away. Some birds don't have as good vision.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense then.
But don't take this as fact. You can go research it on your own, or I'll research it and probably in some future episode I'll share it with you guys.
Okay.
All right, so next question. If you could replace any body part with a useful household item, what would you choose?
Would they be body part size? Or just tiny? Because I wouldn't like to have a fork as an arm and it's just like...
It's a huge fork that you can't have. But then you have this little tiny arm, you still can get it up to your mouth.
I think a huge fork you still be able to, because you'd be able to... Let's say it's bendable.
Right, but even bendable, if it's the size of your fist, I don't think I've ever eaten on a fork that's the size of my fist.
That's true.
Right, unless you're eating off just one time.
A whisk.
Okay.
A whisk for an arm.
Okay.
It would have to be my non-dominant arm, but like trying to... Except that's horrible. Huh.
Have you ever tried whisking something with your non-dominant arm?
I think that would be really bad. But if it was my dominant arm, I'd have to learn how to write with my left.
I'm whisk writing.
Ugh.
A whisk.
Because then you could, like, cook up things and really quick. It reminds me of
cooking up
a lot of different things.
There's some things you whisk, but you don't whisk everything you cook.
No, I'm saying, like, baking.
Okay.
Like, for bakers, this would be beautiful for them. They can have the whisk arm so they can be able to cook. Maybe, I was about to say, spatula for some reason.
A whisk and a spatula? You have one hand whisking, the other spatulaing? Wait,
that's
spatulaing.
Spatulaing.
So you're going more kitchen utensils then.
Or a pencil arm. Just this gigantic pencil.
Have you seen those big, huge pencils that they sell? And I'm like, how are you supposed to get your fingers around that?
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, I'm always losing screwdrivers.
Hey,
so
that would be handy.
Here I'm going to use, like, a different, I'm going to stretch the rules of this a little bit. So I'm going to have a full-on, like, Swiss Army knife hand, where each finger is a different tool. So I have, like, the flathead screwdriver, the Phillips, or even if I have one of my fingers that has where I could just, the ones where you could put them in and switch them out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have, like, the knife, the corkscrew, the saw, you know. Just have a whole Swiss Army knife there. It would include a fork, but that'd be a finger-sized fork, not a whole arm-sized fork.
I think that'd be cool, finger-sized fork. Just go boop, boop.
There's some ASMR for you guys. Just kidding. That's not my real eating sound. I don't know. I was going to say a vacuum, but where would all the stuff go that you vacuum up? I have a vacuum hand. You're sucking stuff up, but then where does it go? I don't want all that in my stomach.
It's not even going to go into anywhere good. Will we say we have No, the bag wouldn't even work either. Because what if it accidentally got a little more and it ended up in your bloodstream?
Right? What are some other ones that we may not have thought of? So we thought of the kitchen, some of the kitchen utensils. We thought of tools. Wasn't our household item? I mean, a broom?
I mean, yeah.
How many times have you tried to, like, kind of clean something up with your hand? You're, like, scooping it in there, but you can't get very well. Now imagine if your hand was just a broom.
Broom and dustpan?
I still want one hand that I have opposable thumbs on, or I mean, movable digits. I'm just got my head full of opposable thumbs, right? No, I want to be able to. Wait. Never mind. So, yes, I still want one hand that I could still grip stuff with.
Yeah.
So I could hold the dustpan. But, it's always hard because either the broom has too big of a handle, or if it's one of those small ones, sometimes the angle is really weird. So just being able to use it with your hand and you can still hold the dustpan, that might work. Hello and welcome back. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties. Some phone issues that cut off a big portion of our recording. So, thank you for sticking with us. I mean, for you it was a couple seconds, with us it was a lot longer than that. And we'll move on to the third question. If you could have any fictional character as your roommate, who would it be, and what's the one house rule you'll definitely have to set?
I'll let you go first on this one.
Okay. I'm thinking, so fictional characters can be from books, movies, mythology. So the first one that comes to mind is Merlin.
Okay.
And I'm thinking like ground rules, right? Like, don't turn me into anything. Well, anything I don't want to be turned into.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have an argument and turn into a toad, that's a no-no. So, maybe he either has to use his magic outside the house, or inside the house, we have to mutually agree upon what magic he can use.
Okay.
Right? No rearranging the house and, move my bedroom into the bathroom or something like that. So, I'm treating this like it's a college dorm. As he's playing tricks on me like that. But no, I think those are some pretty important house rules when you're living with Merlin.
Okay. I think I would go with like a cartoony character like
Like Milo Murphy.
Yeah.
Yeah, always bring the bad luck into your Murphy's Law.
Well, maybe not then. I mean, I was thinking about Sprig, like Sprig Planter from Amphibia.
No idea who that is.
Because you haven't watched the show.
I know. So I have no idea who that is.
No, but I think that'll be fun. Sprig is a frog.
Well, if it's from Amphibia, I assume that's a frog.
Yeah.
That's all I know about the show is it's a human living in a frog world.
Until later.
Okay, we don't need to go through the whole... I know how much you love to tell the whole series, the whole show. We're not going into that now. Okay, so he's a frog. Sprig is a frog.
House rule, probably being careful, because he does make a lot of messes and screws things up. So maybe not that.
So you guys might be good roommates then.
Hey.
Hey, another one, if we're talking about cartoon characters, would be Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Yes.
So, you got to give it to the guy, right? Other than being evil and being thwarted by a platypus, his innators did work.
It's true.
Okay, so just because they didn't work for the purpose that he wanted them to, they were all operational. These are things he goes down to the hardware store to buy parts on, or from a garage sale. He's getting boxes and parts and these self-destruct buttons, and he's building functional innators that could do things like, pull or change the gravitational force of the Earth.
Yeah.
Or pull the biggest bottle of yarn towards them, pushing the Earth further from the sun.
Or the tinfoil thing where did it twice in the roller coaster musical.
Right?
They both worked, but it didn't end up.
It was thwarted both times.
Wasn't really thwarted. He just...
Well, he kind of did it to himself, right? I mean, other than that, his innators did technically work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there would be some rules like no self-destruct buttons. don't use them for that much evil, right?
Yeah.
Let's lay off a little bit of the evil. But let's make some innators that will clean the house and cook for us and stuff like that. I mean, he even had like a motivation type innator. Well, I think he had the demotivator. But, I mean, if he could have that, I mean, he could keep me motivated for workout or other things.
Yeah.
Right? So, might have to be replacing some holes in the wall, platypus-sized holes in the wall. So that might be another rule, right? So we have the rule for the roommate and then the rule for the nemesis. Hey, Perry, please use the door for my sake, not for his.
Why did you point to me?
Not for his sake. Well, I mean, you are going into engineering and
that's true.
Prosthetics and evil science, so I just assume that that'll be you in the future.
Okay.
You're enrolled in that this year, right? Your school. You have your engineering classes, your game design, your evil science class, and then...
Unless you call digital media evil science, I wouldn't say so.
Oh, that's next year. I wouldn't put it past it at a school like that, right?
Neither would I.
You have... That's what the D1 is. So, because you have buildings D2, D3, and D13. And we always talk about not knowing where D1 is. D1's the secret building, and that's your evil science building. That's where you learn to build these innators and everything. Yeah. That's where the real robotics club comes from.
Oh, goodness.
I need to talk to your principal.
I was thinking about another innator that he had, which was the all-you-can-eat innator. Reminds me of Kirby.
It, like, totally is great for the metabolism. Like, you don't gain weight or anything. Like, it's just... You could eat everything and metabolize it like that.
Reminds me of Kirby.
Okay.
Kirby would suck to be a roommate.
You know, instead of rule like, don't eat all the food in the fridge. Don't eat the house.
Don't turn me into a copy ability.
Don't eat me and take my abilities. Wait, what abilities are those? I don't know, but don't do it. I would be like one of the what do you call Ekis, or the random enemies there, the ones that don't give him any powers. He would try to eat me, and like when he went down, it was he'd get no powers from me. His power would decrease after he eats me.
That'd be fun to be a Waddle Dee, though. They like live sad lives, but like they're adorable.
I'd be good being Meta Knight.
Okay.
I don't know I'd want Meta Knight as a roommate, but I mean, he was always not in the new Smash Bros, but in the old Smash Bros, Meta Knight was always one of my favorite characters.
I mean, he was banned in tournaments because of the power that Meta Knight had.
Yeah, he could basically stay up pretty indefinitely, which was nice. So,
I would have Maglor as a roommate.
Okay.
Maglor's my favorite character from any Kirby, and I'd have a ship to go places, but my house rule would be no evil, because Maglor's not evil in one.
Come on, Maglor's not evil.
He's just a cute little guy. No,
he's a poor innocent guy who was a victim of something, and his ship got destroyed. You just had to help him find all the parts and rebuild it.
Yeah, that dragon was not trying to protect anything.
Sorry for giving away spoilers.
Sorry, but one more spoiler.
I mean, that game's been around for a long time.
There's the two different Kirby's that he's been in, and one he's not evil, but one he is.
What's the other one he's been in?
Star Allies.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that one.
That one, you basically turn the enemies good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Maglor?
Yeah, I have Maglor as a roommate, and I can travel to dimensions.
That would be fun. I'm still just waiting for you to go through your evil science school and then become my roommate, and you can make me some innators.
Yes, I shall do that.
Or Next year, you should look into starting up an evil science club or in your school, because you have all these different clubs. Like you have a robotics club, you start a film club. There's a D&D club. There's all these different clubs. You should propose an evil science club. Okay, so I'm gonna throw out another random question here. Sorry, bonus question. If you had to choose a teacher to be the advisor of the evil science club, what teacher would you choose?
Ooh.
And if any of you teachers are watching this, then this is the time to turn it off. Okay, no teachers by name, just by class they teach.
Huh. I would say my math class teacher.
Okay.
Because they over here would they would know how to get things to work because all the math they know.
Okay.
And this teacher had worked with like different companies and taught math to different people. They are mathematicians, so.
So, what about so math is very theoretical numbers, right? He'd get all the math to work. But what about your physics or your electronics or somebody that actually knows how to make the math work for them? It's great to know the math, but if you don't know how to put that math to work.
I would say my electronics teacher because he likes to experiment a lot.
Okay, on children?
No.
Okay.
We did a lot of batteries, generators from older times and stuff like that.
I just heard naters at the end of that.
I said generators.
Generator-nator.
Generator-nator. It's an inator that generates.
Okay.
Inators.
Well, that's your goal for next year. Start up the Evil Science Club.
Yeah.
If any of you guys go to the same school, please join. Yep. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us today. Hopefully you had as much fun as we did. Sorry for the technical difficulty in the middle. Now I'm having a speech difficulty. Anyway, thank you. And catch you next time.